Oh, what's going on, Frat? What's going on, brother? What it do? It's your boy E2 Blue on this live stream. This is the free agency hour as we talk about free agents for the Dallas Cowboys and all around the league. Because again, we've seen some crazy things. We've seen and heard some crazy things already, and it's a lot to talk about right now. So as you guys come in here, we'll proceed with the proceedings. Trent Mache, what's going on, brother? All the way from Australia. Raymond, what's going on, Raymond? Andre, Michael Barnes, what's going on? JR, JG from Fort Worth, what's going on? Puro Party, what's going on? How y'all doing? So, so those of you that are in here right now, let me know what you guys think about this free agency, because I'm gonna tell you right now, every year we go through this, like, not just with our team, but when we look at things that the league is doing. Hold on, matter of fact, let me look up. David, what it do, man? I haven't seen you here in a while. Okay, so we have. You said, do we have anyone on defense left now? But you guys knew that was going to happen, though. Those of you guys that don't know, the Raiders basically just took our defense from us. Well, they got Jason Witten. That was the one big thing. But he's on a 1-year contract. He can make up to $4 million, but he may not get to that point because that's with incentives and stuff. His contract is more like two and a quarter, 2.5, depending on what you're looking at. Wasn't happy about losing Cobb. So, JG, I'm with you on that one. Cobb and Quinn were the two guys that I did not want to lose. Eastside Harold, what's going on? Thanks for the super chat. Motherfucking Houston Texans all day. Speaking of your Houston Texans, how do you feel about DeAndre Hopkins not being with you guys anymore? I mean, you guys took Randall Cobb from us, but you lost DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, not many people are better than DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, so I wasn't happy about losing Cobb and Quinn. Those are two guys I wanted to bring back. So losing Byron Jones, that's one thing. But I didn't want to lose Quinn, too, because what we were thinking was it was either one or the other, not losing both. You know what I mean? But you said you want Jerry Jones to step down. Jerry Jones not going to step down till he passes away, unfortunately. But Jerry Jones is not the issue anymore, guys. He's sitting in the back right now. Stephen Jones and Will McClay are the guys that's heading all of this stuff right now. Jerry doesn't have the power like he used to. He's not involved like he used to. I don't know if you guys noticed this, and you probably didn't because they're being very hush hush about it. I'm not gonna say Jerry is sick, but Jerry is not how he was before. If you notice, he's starting to slide away slowly but surely. So it's almost like he's just more concentrating on his health. And he'll give you little tidbits of how he's feeling whenever he's doing interviews and stuff like that. He's like, well, this may be my last CBA interview thing or whatever, like saying it like he's gonna pass away. But I don't wish that on anybody. But he is getting older. He's 77 years old. No, not all swaggy. No. You said you feel like you lost a loved one. I feel you, man. I mean, I look, I feel for you because DeAndre Hopkins was a beast, man. Like losing him, that's just crazy. John Durden, Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I can't see him with that on his helmet. It just don't seem right. I don't know what's worse, seeing Brady like that or seeing Witten in a Raiders jersey. Oh God, Jesus. Houston got a magic bean for Hopkins. I know, like they Cowboys having a garage sale. Oh, Coco, what's going on, Coco? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. I got my moderators in here, so I'm liking that. Swaggy. Let me see. See, this is the thing. The production that you got from Quinn, I told you guys before, 11 and a half sacks is phenomenal for a guy that didn't play for the first 4 games in the season, or the first two games, something like that. Sorry, I'm moving some things around here because I'm moving soon, so I got stuff everywhere. Jim Hunter, you just got here. You leaving already? Do you think the Cowboys gonna get Chris Harris? That's an option. It depends on how much money that they can get for him. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing right now: they're not gonna pay the farm for anybody in free agency. So guys, don't look for the Cowboys to get a high price guy. They're gonna bargain hunt because again, we had 25 free agents and we did lose a lot of them, but they're gonna have to get some people. So let's go in order here. Let's just talk about what we lost and what we need to do to gain something back or another, so to speak. Malcolm Jenkins, though. See, some of these guys might cost a lot. Yeah, I can't believe we lost Heath too. Like they look like, so you guys know that Rob Marinelli is now the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, right? So the Raiders got Rob Marinelli. They also have our old special teams coordinator, Rich Bisaccia. So they have both of those guys. So you already knew they were going to go get Jeff Heath because Jeff Heath he can play both defense and special teams. He's a special teams ace. I mean, hell, he could kick the ball too. I mean, he's just an all-around guy. And what I tell you guys, just like with Byron Jones, we look at these guys and we don't value the guys that we have. But other teams are like, ooh, soon as they let him go, I'm going to get him. Why do you think that these guys go so fast? Everybody talks about the Cowboys suck. But yet teams love our players. Come on now. If that was the case, wouldn't nobody be trying to poach our players? It just wouldn't happen. I mean, these guys are going. Free agency doesn't technically start till tomorrow. And these guys already got signed and agreed to terms before free agency period. See, right now is the tampering period. Tomorrow starts actual free agency. So tomorrow is when people are actually going to start signing their contracts, and tomorrow is going to be even more chaos tomorrow. So you think you've seen something now, but yeah. Now, I didn't anticipate losing Randall Cobb. That was one thing I didn't anticipate because the simple fact that we got Mike McCarthy here, guys. And, you know, he loves Mike McCarthy. They love each other. I just would have thought that he would have been here with his coach and they would have just done some magic together. You know what I mean? That was my idea. But, you know, I was actually shocked that he signed with the Texans. So, then you got Quinn. Quinn goes to the Bears. He signs a massive 5-year deal with the Bears. And again, I wanted Quinn because Byron Jones it was either one or the other, right? I didn't anticipate losing both. You need that pass rush. But one thing that I said in my last video, what's going on, Master? We lost some guys. I like to see if we can pick up a few. Yeah, and I'm getting into that. So this is the thing. So you lose Quinn, you lose Byron Jones. So right now, between free agency, the rest of it that is, and the draft, you're gonna have to find a slot receiver. You're gonna need both DBs. You're gonna need a safety and a corner. Both like starting caliber type of guys, because whether you like Byron Jones or not, he was a starter. He was, I guess you could say he was the best corner on the team because he was solid. You know, he was the best cover corner that we had. So, you know, I would say that Jordan Lewis is more of a ball hawk than Byron is, but Byron is more of a guy that is solid, somebody that's going to be in coverage and stay where you need him to be. Michael Sinclair, thank you, man, appreciate it. This is the thing. You got to get that. What's going on, Miss Jackie? How you doing? You're gonna need safety. You're gonna need cornerback. You're gonna need a slot receiver, and you're gonna need a defensive end. Also, too, this is the thing that I was telling you. This is the caveat. You're gonna need a nose tackle. You're gonna need a one technique. You got to get a one technique in here in free agency. And the person I'm looking at right now is Snacks Harrison. former Giant, former Lion. Get him in here. He's an older guy. He's like 31. You could get him in here on a cheaper contract. Something along the lines of what Randall Cobb got. I want to say like a 3-year, 25, 26, 27 mil a year contract. I wanted Carl Joseph before, but everybody thought I was crazy when I wanted him last year. But that's why I stopped talking about it. No, Swaggy, Byron didn't want too much. The market gave him too much. The thing about Byron, if you would have gave Byron 14 or 15 mil last year, if you would have signed him last year, he would have taken that to stay with the Dallas Cowboys. I know that for a fact because they had that conversation, but it never came to fruition. So you wait till free agency. Free agency, when you let a guy go to free agency, all of a sudden it's market value. It doesn't even matter about the player itself. This is what you guys got to understand. When they hit free agency, forget the player's talents. It's about that position and what that position is on the market. And if that position is a certain dollar amount on the market, that's what you got to pay for. So Heath's not a scrub. Heath is a special teamer. Why do you think the Raiders wanted him so bad? They need special teams people. Let's not forget what Jeff Heath has done for us. Like, why are we acting like Jeff Heath hasn't done a lot for us? Y'all forget when he knocked Carr out, when we knocked him out of the playoffs and we got to the playoffs that year. There's been multiple years that he's been the leader on defense and interceptions. A two-way player playing both special teams and defense. When our kicker was hurt, when Dan Bailey was hurt, he came in and kicked field goals for us. Let's not forget what Jeff Heath has done. So a scrub, I doubt that very seriously. Quinn, yeah, he's old, but he had 11.5 sacks and missing 2 games out of the season. Come on now. He had more production than any other defensive lineman on this team. So to say that he's old, okay, in age-wise, but he's still young at heart and he's still doing what he needs to do. Why do you think the Bears paid him a 5-year a mega deal? Come on, man. You don't pay that for somebody that's outrageous. Anthony Brown is a free agent, but they're going to re-sign him. That's why he ain't gone nowhere yet. You said Snacks can't move. You guys got to understand what a one technique is. Do you understand what a one technique is? They don't need to move. They don't need to be a pass rusher. All they need to do is eat up the blocks in that middle. They clog and contain. That is all his job is to do. Now, if he does get you some sacks, I say a phenomenal year for a defensive tackle, one tech, getting 4 sacks and clogging and containing. Oh, that's a great year. That's a great year. Oh yeah, like John said, Jeff Keefe, he can hit too. Yeah, Miss Jackie, they could have signed Quinn and Cobb if Dak Prescott would have signed his contract. But since Dak Prescott is franchise tag, all of that money is going to come straight and hit the cap this year. But if you would have signed him to a contract, you could have pushed some of that money down the line. But because he didn't sign his contract, it kind of screwed the Cowboys over a little bit. Bears probably did overpay, and I agree with that. But I don't agree that he's a scrub or that he's too old to play. He was very productive for us. But the Bears messed up because the Bears run a 3-4. So because they run that, it's not going to be good for them because Quinn is a 4-3 guy. That's the reason why the Dolphins got rid of him, because they run a 3-4. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Yeah, people are stuck in the game of Madden. They don't understand it. This is real life. This ain't fantasy football. Dallas is waiting to sign low-tier players like always. Yeah, but there's a lot of guys out there that are good, though. Skeptical fan, thanks for the super chat. He put Hearns out of action. Yeah, he did. He put Lockett out of action, too. I wanted Carl Joseph last year, but people wasn't having it for whatever reason. Raymond, you know I got to do my thing, bro, you know. Shoot. And see, the Cowboys aren't doing anything right now because of the simple fact that they can't. They got so many free agents that are still out there that they want to sign. They're just trying to figure some things out. this whole Dak Prescott contract situation, I'm not even blaming Dak. I'm blaming them because if they would have signed Dak last offseason, they could have got him for cheaper. They could have got him for 30, 32, 33. But now, because he had more production and because it's a year later and because all the other quarterbacks around him are getting higher contracts, now you got to pay him what the market says. And the market says at least 35. So you got to get at least Jared Goff money. You got to at least get Carson Wentz money. He wants more than both of those guys. If you give him $1 over Russell Wilson, I'm pretty sure he'll sign that. The issue is not the money, guys. The issue is right now the length of the damn contract. The Cowboys want to sign him to like a 5 year, 6 years, maybe a 7-year contract, like Cooper, 5 years. But he only wants a 4-year contract because he wants to get through his contract and get even more money later. So that's what him and his that's where the collide is coming from. It's like two trains running. E2, what's the market for Dak? Tom Brady. Oh yeah, I just said that. So yeah, Tom 30 mil. Let's see. You can't look at Antoine, you can't look at older guys like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. Don't look at those veteran guys because they're going to sign whatever because they already made their money before. What you're looking at right now with Dak Prescott, you're looking at the quarterbacks that are in his realm. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson, because he still got to get his contract too. Russell Wilson. So those are the guys. Oh, and Pat Mahomes, but Pat Mahomes doesn't count because he's gonna blow that shit out the water. He's probably gonna get 45 mil because he won a Super Bowl, well deserved. But that's out of the range. But the range I'm talking about right now is those guys. So the range is you're not gonna get Dak for less than 35 mil a year, unfortunately. So that's that situation. So it's 35 plus at this point, Antoine. I like what Cobb brought to the table because of the simple fact that like he had a good rapport with Dak. He was a mature guy in the locker room, and the guys loved him, and I just love what he was able to do. Even with some of the drop passes and some of his touchdowns called back, he still had a productive year, and I like him. I'm gonna miss his production though. And see, like when you look at like Tannehill and Kirk Cousins, those are guys that already got paid. You know what I'm saying? This is like their third contract. You know what I mean? Because they've been in the league longer than Dak has. Right. Yeah, he does. And that is smart of his agent to be like, all right, we want you back on the market in 4 years. Because after 4 years, maybe you would have had a Super Bowl by then, and then you could just max out, and that'll be your last contract, until you retire. Um, yeah, and see, Coop's contract makes a lot of sense because again, 20 mil a year, right there up under Julio Jones. It makes sense for him. I mean, you look at the production, but we just got to get him to. As long as he's not injured, he's gonna be good. Yeah, the whole wide receiver. Yeah, they just didn't have a good year last year, but we say that, but then Dak still threw for 30 touchdowns. So it was like they had a good year, but then kind of not. It was like hit or miss. It was a weird year. You went to high school with Quinn? Where'd y'all go to high school at? Ain't y'all from Florida? He from Florida, ain't he? Do I think the draft will be canceled? Well, they said that right now they're going to do the draft without the fans there, but anything could change between now and then because I didn't delete my flight yet. I didn't retract my flight. My flight is still set, and I'm going to keep that until we figure out what's going on because again, we're still like a month and something away from the draft, so anything could happen with this coronavirus between now and then. Because oh, I'm sorry, I can't say the word because I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna say the Rudy Gobert. Gobert. So I'm gonna say the Gobert virus. So the Gobert, once that goes away, I think that like what they're not talking about is the simple fact that they're talking about all the cases that we're getting, but they're not talking about the people that already had it that got rid of it and are back to normal. But it's just something for us to freak out about. Uh, when I analyze Cowboys, I'm not biased. I look at things like a GM. Oh, I'm not biased either, Swaggy D. You should know I'm not biased. We talk about this all the time, man. Cowboy fan 1973, what's going on? Can I call it CV? I don't know. or COVID-19. I'm gonna say the Heineken. How about that? Can I say Heineken? Dave, what's going on, Dave? Raiders have a lot of cap money. They're grabbing everybody. But you understand that like these contracts that they're getting from the guys that they got from us, it's not big contracts though. You look at Jason Witten. Jason Witten's is a year and it's barely $4 million. Malik Collins, I think his is 3 years, but it's spread out. Jeff Heath, I didn't look at his numbers yet. I don't know even know if they even posted it because they didn't even talk about Jeff Heath like they did everybody else. Let me see. Let me see here. I got my little notes. That's right. They're the Las Vegas Raiders now. Oh my god. Okay, so Jeff Heath is 2-year deal up to $8 million. So again, all these contracts are small. Jason Witten 1 year. I think the biggest contract from the guys that they took from us was Malik Collins. That's it. And like I said, they got Rob Marinelli over there, so I already knew what they were going to do. I already knew they were going to take some of our players. I knew they was going to do that because this is the thing: the situation that the Cowboys are in right now. It's really hard for them to get. It's really hard for them to get the players that they want because they have to take care of house first, and that's their fault because they should have done some of this before. Yeah, John, and I'm glad you brought that up. The Cowboys could have lost Cooper to the Redskins if the Redskins were a better team. Amari Cooper. This is if you guys don't know the story. So what happened was, soon as the tampering period started, and soon as I think right after the Cowboys franchise tag Dak, the Redskins came in and I guess tried to hit up Cooper's agent. Was like, look here, bro. I'm gonna give you 110 mil right here, 5 years to be the wide receiver for my team. And Cooper was probably like, the Redskins, the Redskins. The Redskins. Stop it. Who's that quarterback? Oh shit, Dwayne Haskins. So Dwayne Haskins, Dak Prescott. You've already been with the Dallas Cowboys. You already know Dak Prescott. You know this team. You know there's a brand new coaching staff here that he's excited about. Why in the hell would he go to the Redskins? Yeah, it's a reason why the guys that left us didn't go to an NFC East team. Because they respect the Cowboys. They love the Dallas Cowboys. They don't want to have to play against their old team. That's hard for them. You know what I mean? We know that Philly tried to poach Amari Cooper. They tried to get Byron Jones, but they couldn't get neither one of them. Byron Jones wasn't going to no Philly. Byron Jones went to the Dolphins because in Florida there's no sales tax, just like in Texas. So his money is the same, and it's a beautiful place. It's a sunny place to be, especially in Miami, South Beach. Come on. So you said Cooper was out like Vontae Davis, yeah. but Cooper was funny though, because he basically was like, "Look, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy for life," and he. Some players when they say stuff like that, it just be talk, right? But Cooper was about that life. And everybody keeps saying, "Well, how do we know if Cooper want to be here? He always looks mad all the time." That's just his resting face. Cooper, if you ever like follow Cooper on Instagram, he don't smile that much. When he does, it's just like for pictures and stuff like that. His normal face is just that's it. My resting face, everybody thinks I'm sad. Like if I'm not smiling or if I'm not laughing, people think I'm sad. I'm funny looking like that. That's just the way I look. Now, that's the way Cooper looked. Cooper that's his resting face. He just looked like that. How much do I think Chris Harris won? It depends on what the market is for the corner. You're gonna have to pay him at least 15, at least, because he's gonna be your number one because of his skill set. Yeah, Greg, because I don't know, YouTube is funny about that. They're very sensitive about using that word because it's a pandemic going on and because it's a serious thing right now. So they don't want a lot of YouTubers talking about it. So some YouTubers are calling it the Colbert. Some people say COVID-19. Some people say Heineken. Some say that thing, got that thing, whatever. So it is what it is. Yeah, thank God he stayed because I would not have wanted to see him. See, this is the thing. If he would have went to the Redskins, he'd have been sitting there like this. Uh, who throwing me the ball? Really? Kappa Alpha Psi to the day I die? Okay, shout out to the Noops. The Noops in the building. But you're on the Sigma channel, so you gotta show that respect and that love, brother. But shout out to the Noops. Shout out. And see, here's the thing. Uh, Dallas Cowboys are in a good situation right now. It's funny because everybody used the term. They were like, okay, so what is the Dallas Cowboys doing? We just need some pieces, right? Now you lost a lot of pieces. So now it's almost like we're in rebuilding mode, which when I sat back and thought about it, I said, you know what? It makes sense to rebuild because of the simple fact that you got a brand new coaching staff and they don't know a lot of these guys that was on this team prior. So that mindset that we were in before, that lazy, come on now, we were in a lazy mindset before. I think that this new coaching staff is going to bring a lot of discipline to this team, and it's going to be a no-nonsense operation going on. So not saying it's going to be more like the Patriots, but it's going to be more disciplined. And I think that with that, the players are going to take things more serious, and which is going to lead us to more wins. So where something where Clowney to the boys. Did you hear something? Nah, and I don't want Clowney. I don't want Jadeveon. I do not want Jadeveon Clowney. I'm not. I'm not with that one. He's very sometimey. He's a good player, but he's yeah, he's just yeah. Appreciate it, Joshua. He's just too sometimey. I can't do it. I can't do it. Right. I mean, and Mr. Sinclair, we know all about the freedom of speech, but with YouTube, I don't mess with them because I ain't trying to get shut down. Whatever they say, go, because I'm at the mercy of them. So I trust me, I agree with you, and it should be like that. But unfortunately, we live in a world that's not like it should be. As a business, not the Cowboys' fault. Where he was drafted, he was blessed. Things turned out the way they had. Who said it was a good chance to be drafted? And see that part we would never know. McCarthy, McClay, Big Mac attack. Yeah. Um, Thaddeus Moss, I don't know if you noticed, but he hurt himself in the offseason. So his draft stock is going to drop tremendously. So you don't want to get an injured player. Coop states facts. I am not playing in cold climate, so the Bills and the Packers were out. He wants to stay in Dallas. States all money, good money. Yeah, and I talked about that earlier, Miss Jackie. I said he ain't going to the Redskins because, like I said, I live 15 minutes from the stadium. It's expensive to live here. You know what I mean? Like, now, granted, most of the people that live here that have good jobs make much more money, but again, the more money you make, the more taxes get taken out. So we have tax here. Texas ain't got that. So that was a no-brainer for him. What are we going to do about Tony Pollard? Nothing. The same thing we've been doing, but more of it. I don't know if you heard Mike McCarthy talk about it. He mentioned it in his presser. He was basically talking about Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, he's salivating over the fact that he has two good running backs. He didn't have these type of running backs with Green Bay. And this is the reason why they were more pass-heavy with Green Bay, because you when you're good at something, what do? You utilize the strength that you have, which is that thing that you're good at. So they were a pass-happy team because they were better at passing the ball than they were running. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they got a pretty good balance. That's why the RPO is the shit with this team and Dak Prescott, because it works. Ezekiel Elliott, they're going to use him and Tony Pollard interchangeably. You're going to see a lot of packages where they're both on the field. And I'm going to go as far as to say with our fullback too, because again, Mike McCarthy likes fullbacks and he knows what to do with a fullback, unlike Jason Garrett. You're going to see some rollouts to Jameis Olawale too, so look out for that. I'll be talking more about that closer to when we get to training camp and off-season workouts, because those are going to be important things. Yeah, LP Lattiser just signed. We already knew that was going to happen. That's a no-brainer. I don't even need to talk about LP. LP ain't going nowhere. LP been here for what? He's the oldest player on the team, and he will probably be on this team till he's 50-something years old. So he ain't going nowhere. We ain't got to worry about that. Brian SoCal, what it do, bro? So, Dave, the difference is I think the Cowboys wanted to actually sign him to a 7-year contract. And that way, if they would have signed him to a 7-year contract, they could have gave him $180 million with no problem, because you could spread that out for 7 years. You can front load it, you can back load it, or you can just spread it out evenly throughout the contract. But when you have a 4-year contract, it's less years, so the money is more condensed. So you have to pay the person more at one time. You see what I'm saying? So by signing him to any type of contract would have helped the salary cap this year, but because they had to put the franchise tag on him, that eats up more of the cap right now, which sucks for this team. They didn't let Quinn and Cobb go. They were already free agents. Their contracts are expiring. So what you guys got to understand is how that works is, if you don't sign the players before another team get them, you lost them. That's just how it works. It's like it's a game of musical chairs when it comes to free agency. You just look at a player, he's like, so you tell the player to come here, and they either say, or, and Cooper was like, most of the time you give a player money, you just dangle that money in their face. You're like, here you go, and then they gonna go. So, oh yeah, they're gonna run the hell out of Zeke this year. Best believe that. The Bills did a bad trade. They did. Oh my God. I said it on the video when I talked about the Bills trade. Like, they literally, hold on, I still got it in my notes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, because I wrote it down somewhere. Yes, there it is. So, and we talk about the Bills, right? So they get Stephon Diggs and they get a 7th round pick from the Vikings. But what they gave up was they gave up their 1st round pick, which is 22 overall. They gave up a 5th round pick, a 6th round pick, And then next year's draft, 2021, they also gave up a 4th-round pick. So you gave up all of that for Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs is a good wide receiver, but I don't think that was just a bad trade. You gave up way too much. Way too much. How much do I think Dak is asking? It's not about the number. I think if you gave him 35 mil, I think he would accept that. But the issue is he wants a specific amount of time frame. He wants a 4-year contract, but the Cowboys want to do more. They want to do no less than 5 years. And him and his agent is like, for whatever reason, are like, no bueno. So that's the issue. It's not the year, long as it's above 33. It's like when they come to terms on something, it's like, okay, well, this is what we want a year. This is what we want guaranteed. And this is what we want as far as the length of the contract. You got to look at all 3 phases of the contract because, again, these contracts get real tricky. I know some of you guys may not understand it because the business side of football is a beast like that. I mean, it's hard. I had to learn it too because when I first started watching football, I was like, God, I don't understand. Like, that I had to look it up. I had to do a lot of research and just figure out how the things work. So I understand now how these contracts work. So I understand why teams do certain things when they sign players, and I get it. But at this point in time, Dak is not taking no damn discount. Donnell Womack, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know about Hill. I don't know. Now, everybody's talking about, well, would Dez get a chance to come back to the team? If they decide they want to, I don't know. I really can't answer that question. That depends on what they think about that. Nobody knows what they think about Dez. Only person we know that is open about Dez is Jerry Jones. Nobody else is talking about him. Yeah, they did say that. They said they offered him the largest contract, but that's still hearsay. We don't know what the truth is to that, and we don't know what the situation is with that either. Mike McCarthy was high on keeping Cobb, but remember what I was saying? Like, what you guys got to understand is this. The Cowboys were they had to concentrate on Dak and Amari Cooper. Those were the 2 most important people they had to do. So when the Texans slid Cobb out the door, they did this while the Cowboys were dealing with those 2 guys. They were dealing with Dak and they were dealing with Amari Cooper. So they didn't get a chance to even talk to his agent to try to figure out a price range yet because the Texans was like, oh, well, we lost Hopkins. Let's get Cobb. So again, it's a free. That's why they call it free agency frenzy. It's a high stakes game of musical chairs. The person you better snatch when the music stops. You better snatch that damn chair because you're gonna be assed out literally on the floor. So that's pretty much where that goes. Do rookies have to sign a 4-year contract? Like, could a rookie sign 2-year deal? Yeah, they all have to sign 4-year contracts because that's the what is it? Under the CBA rules. But again, depending on where you were drafted, depends on what the dollar amount is. So there's a range for each different person. So like, if you're a 1st-round draft pick, you automatically have the option to have a 5th-year option once your 4-year contract is up. So like a team could be like, all right, we're going to put the 5th-year option on him. So we have another year with him. So we have time to re-sign him that next year. Dak Prescott didn't have a 5th-year option because he was a 4th-round pick. So only 1st-rounders get that. So like I said, there's a stipulation for each different where you were drafted. The Cowboys get picked for Byron Jones and Robert Quinn and Randall Cobb. If those players play well next year for whatever team for their team, if they play well, then yes, they will get comps for that. Michael, he's doing good. He should be walking soon too. That's gonna be scary. because he already getting into stuff. If there's a positive to these guys signing with other teams is that we should, yep. Like I said, yep. And if they do well, if they play well for their respective teams, we will get comp hits for them next year. Oh wow, that's not good. Who's it? Plus, Kyle got 3 years, 27 mil, 18 years. He's not worth that. You don't think Cobb is worth that? I think he is. I think he is. But when you look at a 3-year, $27 million deal, it's really not that much. Because when you spread that out to 3 years, it's not as bad as what you think. Tavon Austin is a free agent. He still haven't signed with nobody. Nobody knows if the Cowboys are going to sign him or not. But he's still available. And you just got to put the pen to the paper, I guess, right? The way the Bills traded for Diggs shows the Texans got robbed. Hopkins is better, 10 times better. Yeah. But the problem is the Texans got screwed in that deal because they got a ham sandwich back for that. You said 4 is the max for a rookie deal, yes. Slot receiver, I would say 3rd round. If the guy I'm looking at in the draft for a slot receiver, if you get to that point, I would say KJ Hill. But we'll talk about that draft stuff because I'm working on my board. I got some things together. I was waiting on free agency because things change because, these teams that made trades and stuff. So some of these teams ain't got no 1st round pick like the Bills. So, yeah. I'm good with Tavon Austin still being on the team, but because I think that this new coaching staff will use him differently. But I don't want him as my number 3. I want him as my number 4 because Austin also plays special teams too. So you know what I mean? Your 4th receiver is also your special teamer. You want True Font? Depends on what they're willing to pay for him. Is Brady going to the Bucks? They offered him a contract. So it's up to him whether to accept it or not. Does Cobra Kai stay? So Kai Forbath, they plan on re-signing him back, but they're also looking at Greg Zuerlein too. So they got options there. Hell, they could bring in both of them to create some type of competition in training camp. Who knows? Yeah, that's what I was looking at in round 3, David. Definitely KJ Hill. Oh, definitely Pat Mahomes will set the market. You already know that. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, Clowney is out of the question. I don't want him. And for what you're going to pay for him, he ain't worth it. Trust me on that. Mahomes is going to blow the roof off the contract. You damn right he is. Thomas Garrett, what's going on, man? and see, that's what it is. Like, you look at a lot of teams that get our old players. They pretty much they do well with other teams, man. You see with Anthony Hitchens and Damian Wilson and them, they didn't win the Super Bowl. Shout out to them. Yes, sir. No thanks. So I just what about Chris Jones? So he's not been kicking well or punting well. And I think that he's had some injuries too as well. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Coco with the super chat. Appreciate that. Did you have any comments or concerns? What is your mindset right now, Coco? What are you thinking about this team? I just want to know the direction the Cowboys are going. They're going to draft heavy, trading down for free agency. I just seem like they got some stuff up their sleeve. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. And what the funny thing is, we're going to be surprised because we don't know, because of the simple fact that Mike McCarthy is a new coach. We don't. We only thing that we do know is that this draft is going to be very defensive heavy. And I said this even before we lost our defensive players. Jenkins, I mentioned him. Money. It's all about the money. Judy Ruggs. I don't want Ruggs. Ruggs is our Ruggs is just a fast guy, but he's not a number one though. Like if we didn't give Amari Cooper, I wouldn't have wanted Ruggs because Ruggs wouldn't be good for number one. Now as a backup, yes. But for the first round, I want a defensive guy. I want either Kinlaw or Delpit. Or McKinney. You give McKinney too. So what is Cam Newton going to do? Cam Newton is pissed right now, and I don't blame him. How you going? That's like your boss coming up to you, telling you like, tapping you on the shoulder, be like, "You go ahead and look for another job, homie." What the fuck? Really? That's basically what they did to him. They played him. They played him heavy. So what's your first pick choice in the position? I'm kind of confused. We should go. Yeah, Kinlaw. We need to go defense. We need to go defense. I agree. I don't necessarily like Delpit that early. I'd rather go with a defensive tackle or a defensive end right there at that position because we definitely gonna need that. Uh, in general, yeah, but you know. Yes, I definitely love the Blake Jarwin move. That was what I was looking at. What's up with the Woozy? He's still under contract. You're not gonna get CD Lamb. CD Lamb is gonna be gone before 17. I do like CD Lamb. That boy, did you see them catches? That boy he's like a skinnier Dez. Like that boy be the way he catches that ball and he high points that thing and then twists and contorts his body. It's unreal. It's unreal. You said Cam Newton going to the Bears. So where is Trubisky gonna go? Like I just feel like it's a lot of disrespect going on with these quarterbacks right now. It's like um, Teddy Bridgewater gets signed by the Panthers, and then it's like he's just looking at Cam like, "You gonna slide over, bro? You slide over, bro." Um, Mariota gets unseated by Tannehill. Then Tom Brady could be going to Tampa Bay and just unseating Jameis Winston. It's a lot of disrespect going on with these quarterbacks right now. Hell, Mariota going to the Raiders and pushing Carr out the door. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. See, you say that Cam knew the end was near, but the way he responded was like, "Bro, really? Y'all really gonna get rid of me?" Vegas just got put on lockdown. Yeah, for right now. We'll see what happens between now and next month. Because I really doubt that. Like, say if this thing clears up in the next couple of weeks, and they say, "All right, well, we're gonna lift the ban. Everybody can do their thing now." You don't think that Vegas gonna open that thing back up and make that money for all these people coming out there? Please. That's the reason why I didn't change my flight, because I said I'll wait till the last minute before that happens, because I don't want to change my flight now that all of a sudden they'll be like, all right, well, we can go, and it's like all of a sudden I'm like, I go try to look at it again, and then all the damn flights go back up to high prices, and I'm like, God damn it. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, Cam Fleming probably gonna be gone. I'm pretty sure they're gonna re-sign Joe Looney, because who don't like Joe Looney? First of all, let me tell you something. If you don't like Joe Looney, get off my channel right now. Oh yeah, D Car is gone. Eric Graham, you probably just got in the chat, but I said earlier that I wanted Snacks Harrison as a defensive tackle. That's who I want in free agency. Yeah. Yeah. Brady going to Tampa. Yo, is it me or um is it me or is it weird to see Brady potentially in a Tampa Bay jersey? You said Winston, like, what the fuck? I'm a 30-30 guy. Right. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. What the hell? So we can go best available early rounds. Yeah. So again, it's going to be very defensive. Your first two picks got to be defense. You got to get you a defensive lineman and you got to get you a DB. First and second round. Then third round, maybe you can go get KJ Hill if he's there, wide receiver. And then after that, maybe you could get a tight end in the later rounds. But you're gonna also need an offensive tackle. You're gonna need some positions. So everybody want Looney to stay just for the humor. But he's a great backup though. Like he played, you got to give him credit. He played well when Travis Frederick was hurt. I mean, going through a sickness. Now, remember, Travis Frederick is not out the woods. That illness can come back. It's dormant, but it can come back at any time and ruin his football playing. So having Joe Looney is iconic right there. Looney dressed up as Zeke. Yeah, that was hilarious. No, we know Looney ain't going nowhere. And of course, here go Raymond. It's Looney. It's French. I know. Out of all the changes, Cobb hurt the most. I know. Him and Quinn. Him and Quinn hurt. Like, first of all, I don't know if y'all go back and watch the video. Like, I made a joke out of it, but I saw it last night, right? I saw the Cobb signing, and I saw the Quinn signing. It had to be like 11 something. I was asleep. I woke up, and first thing I did, I looked at my phone. I seen the alert in my notifications. And I looked at that, and I said, nah, that can't be right. So I just said, I went right back to sleep. I said, bro, I'm not, I'll figure it out in the morning. I woke up this morning. I thought it was a dream. I woke up. I looked at my phone again. I was like, God damn, he did get signed by the Texans. He did get signed by the Bears. You said, what is Collins getting? His contract is like 3 years, but it's like it's a low contract too. It's like 20 something. It's a small it's basically a contract that the Cowboys could have signed him for, but because the Raiders beat us to it. Sorry, my mother is blowing me up right now. You said he'll look good in orange. Ron Leary, I don't know. Y'all want Ron Leary back? You know, he was a good offensive lineman for us. Yeah, it's funny. It's like the Cowboys aren't cleaning house, but other teams are cleaning house for the Dallas Cowboys. So pretty much like they're signing our old guys, and then the Cowboys just got to figure it out and just make replacements for them. But again, if you re-sign Tavon Austin, that should help too because you got him and Pollard as those shifty guys. You can do a lot of good things on offense with those guys. Yeah, the Quinn signing had me like scratching my head because why would the Bears sign him for so much? And like they're playing him out of scheme. I just don't think that's gonna work. He's not a 3-4 guy, he's a 4-3 in. You said that I hear the president giving out checks, and I ain't heard none. I need it because I'm not getting paid right now for my job. So I would appreciate super chats because I ain't getting paid right now. For 14 days. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's crazy, bro. You said Ron Leary is a traitor. This is the thing about Ron Leary. He was mad at how he left the Cowboys, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to get re-signed, they didn't do it. He wanted to stay, so then Broncos. It's just that whole thing. You get mad at your old. It's like you get mad at your boss, and you like, forget it. Somebody else gonna pay me more. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna talk shit about my ex boss. That's basically what Ron Leary did. It's not like he didn't like the Cowboys. It's just that I don't know. He wanted to give them the edge to win that game, and that was it. You said what defensive end is cheap out there? I don't even know at this point. I gotta go. I gotta go do my research. Do I think that they'll resign Michael Bennett? No, I think Michael Bennett wants to go back to the Seahawks. He don't want to. He don't want to be here. Yeah, Andre. If we get excuse me, if we get KJ Hill, we'll be all right. Yeah, so you talk about the team getting dogs, and I think that change is actually good because you look at we're sad about some of the guys we're losing, but again, like you said, we need dogs on this team because that's what we were lacking, the discipline, and the coaching staff is going to put that in perspective. They're going to put that in place. So you better follow line or follow suit, or you're going to get the hell up out of there. So, and I think that when you're drafting young guys and you bring them into a system, they don't know what happened before. So what you're teaching them right then and there, that's all they know. So I think that that's a good situation for the Cowboys going forward. Um, I already said what Heath got. You probably weren't in the chat when I said it. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back. I don't think Malik's is posted yet, but we know that Jason Witten got a 1 year deal. I think his contract is 2 years. Oh, they got Carl Nassib too. Um, Jeff Heath is a 2 year deal worth up to 8 mil. It's a very small contract. You said Heath was overpaid. 2 years, 8 million? That's not overpaid. That's a cheap ass deal. That's a very cheap deal. That's like dollar store money. Come on, y'all. Why y'all doing Jeff Heath like that? That's fucked up. He said my man ain't even worth 8 mil. That's oh my god. Um, wait, what Dallas Cowboys at? Yeah, and the Sean Lee's deal is 4.5 mil, 2 mil guaranteed on a 1 year deal. So yeah, cheap contracts. If we get two beefy guys on this defense, we'll be all right. No more 8 and 8 Garrett. That's right. You said make Tony the slot. Now don't start that. Don't start that, Jason Garrett. I'm about to move this player's contract. I wonder if we're going to restructure. Yeah, Fred, they're gonna do that. That's the next one. So if you guys didn't know already, if you didn't see my last video, I did talk about it. So they did already restructure two contracts. They restructured Ezekiel Elliott and they restructured Lyle Collins. So they did alleviate more money in the cap. So they got some money to work with right now. But remember, you got to have, I think, $10 million in your till to sign your rookie contracts. So that's that too. You said C.J. Henderson or Javon Kinlaw. I want Javon Kinlaw. I know that he had some injuries as well, but I like his motor. Yep, the second and third wave is when the Cowboys are gonna get active. You're gonna see them. They sound Carl Joseph. Yeah. They're gonna get a random safety from a team. Snacks Harrison would be nice. Sean Robinson. Yeah, I do want Snacks Harrison. I really do. Get you some snacks. um, Kinlaw, McKinney. Um, I know some people don't want Delpit because he had some injuries and stuff. Cowboys did not sign no damn Chris Harris. Stop that line. I haven't even been paying attention to what everybody's been doing. So what is I'm trying to look through these my free agent tracker. I don't think it's updated. So wait a minute. If Phillip Rivers is going to the Colts, so where's Jacoby Brissett going? Because didn't they just pay Jacoby Brissett? I just thought about that. Didn't they just give him a contract? I don't understand. I don't understand. Hold up. The damn Baltimore Ravens been doing some sneaky stuff. Did we sign Sean Lee? Yeah, we did. 4.5 mil, 1 year contract. Kinlaw will be awesome. Calvin Williamson, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate you guys as well, man. You guys are awesome. You said Antoine Winfield is your favorite safety. He's good. I gotta do some more. Look at some more tape on these guys. Now you look at the Baltimore Ravens, right? So the Baltimore Ravens went and got Michael Brockers from the Rams. Wow. They got Michael Brockers. Then they traded for Calais Campbell. And then they placed the franchise tag on Matt Judon, which they already had. Yo, their defensive line about to be scurry. And you know, we playing the Ravens this year, right? Here in Maryland. So I'm probably going to go to that game, and it's going to be crazy. You see they got Rivers on a 1 year deal. So what was the point of that, though? So are they going to keep Jacoby Brissett? See, I don't understand what the Colts are doing. You said you think it's time to draft a free safety, strong safety, and just groom them. So yes, that makes sense. It's funny because in the J.C. Garrett era, grooming was not their expertise. They were not good at grooming guys. You see what happens? We get a guy like Taco Charlton, and then we just let him go and get a ham sandwich for him. You said so. Basically, we need defensive players and one to replace Cox. So we need, yeah. So basically, we need a defensive tackle, defensive end. You're gonna need a safety, cornerback, and a slot receiver. Yes, that's right. Will losing some of the boys help or hurt? It can do both, and I can explain it on both aspects. So it will help you by those guys that you lost. If they play well next year, you're going to get comp picks for next offseason for all of those guys. It can also help because whoever you bring in is starting anew with this coaching staff. So they're getting bread under this new coaching staff, and it's not going to be any issues. Now, where it hurts you is this. You lose good production if you're not able to at least match that production with whoever that you get. Because, again, we know the draft is a gamble. It's a lottery pick. It's just like with anything else. Tristan Hill, we haven't seen much of him. So what you going to do? You said they're going to release Brissett? If they only got Phillip Rivers on a 1 year deal, then that means they keeping somebody. They got to have another quarterback because, again, you're not going to rely on the draft next year just for a quarterback because if you don't know where you're picking it unless you just suck like the Bengals and you know you're picking number one. Who's the quarterback for New England? They got Cody Kessler over there. They still got Cody Kessler. Blake Jarwin just needs the opportunity. You give him more opportunities, I think that he can hold it down. But I don't think they're gonna release Brissett because he's just gonna go back to being a backup for a little while. Because they already paid him. They're not gonna get rid of him. That's dumb. That's a lot of money against their cap. Andy Dalton is still out there. He ain't coming here. Shit. You better go to the Bucks or something. Third round defensive tackle, Javon Hamilton. Yes, I like him too. I do. But I want to get a defensive tackle in the first round. You need a guy that's going to start day damn one. Not saying that a third round pick can't start day one, but I'll be more susceptible to starting a guy that we actually got at pick 17. Buck Scott Brady. Yep. What is it, like a 30 mil contract? I gotta go back. Where's my damn? I know when Tom Brady told his owner Robert Kraft that he was leaving. I know he was like, "What?" Do we have 6 picks to get what we need? We got to make it work. You get that refrigerator with arms in the middle, I'm telling you, you're going to be good to go. You said Andy Dalton is a free agent until next year? Oh, okay, well, I guess they just going to cut him then because he's not – because they going to – Joe Burrow coming in that mode. That's because you're not going to find anything on Chris Harris because what he said was a lie. He was just trying to get attention. We got 7 picks, 2 rounds, 5 picks. Why couldn't we sign Witten? Why though? See, here's the thing about Jason Witten, and I explained this on my video when I talked about Jason Witten. Here's the main reason why Jason Witten. This is how the conversation went down between him and Mike McCarthy. Hey guys, I want to come back. Sure, you can come back, but under one condition. All that you starting and stuff and staying on the field and not get on the field, not gonna happen. So Blake Jarwin is going to start. So if you want to be on this team, you're gonna have to play second fiddle to Blake Jarwin because Blake Jarwin is gonna be our starter. He's a young guy. We want to see what he can do. We want more out of him. He's a faster tight end, and he can catch and run. So I guess Jason Witten was like, I'm not about to sit behind nobody. So that's why Jason Witten is not on the team because he didn't agree to play second fiddle and be the backup to a young Blake Jarwin. But him going to the Raiders and trying to unseat what they have over there, I think that's going to cause animosity. So I don't see anything good coming out of that. I'm just saying. And we know Jason Witten has always been slow. He ain't never been fast. But speed is not his thing. His thing is getting the ball and muscling you down and getting the yardage. That's what he does. Hell no, he ain't want to be no backup. He wasn't going to be no backup. Y'all got to read in between the lines. Y'all got to read in between the lines. The women at the NFL Network was almost in tears when they found out Brady was leaving New England this morning. I don't want to say it on this live because it's inappropriate, but everybody is kissing Tom Brady's ass, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that. You still live, dedication? Yes. I was waiting on you, Tamir. The homie Tamir is in the building. So I was the one. Nobody was talking about that whole Jarwin thing until I said it. I was talking about like open the jar. Like I want to get like a character of like a fake character of him like opening a jar. Sell them T-shirts. That'd be hot. Do you like defensive tackle from Utah? Photo. I heard some good things about him, but I like some other DTs better. Dave Morris, all good, man. Better late than never. Yeah, I was about to end it soon, so glad you came in. Uh, you said rock riding town, jock riding town. Hmm. Jerry Jones sleep. You said you old to me. Tamir, you ain't old. We like the same age. Something like that. Oh my god, yo. So I am going to end this chat in a minute. Any last words or announcements? Anybody want to say something? Tamir said, I'm going back to sleep. she in and out. She like, all right, I'm up. You know what I'm working. Uh Take care, stay safe, and you smell what the Cowboys is cooking. Yes, sir, Dave. Appreciate you coming in, man. I'm gonna head on out in a minute as well. Um, I just wanted to chat with you guys for a little bit about these moves and things of that nature. Um, so what I want to say is before I end is, guys, don't get don't be look. We do this every year, right? We hope for the Cowboys to make a big splash of free agency. We never do because we always seem to have contracts that end at the same time. This is the reason why you don't do so many people to have the same contracts. Well, left wise, because you got to sign those players over and over again after every damn offseason. So you said Law Nation just started his live stream. Yeah, that's perfect because he probably knew I was getting ready to come off. So because he knows I do like an hour or whatever. So um, you said Raiders gonna cut Jason Witten in the middle of the season. It's probably gonna be cheaper to keep him because his contract is very low. It's not much. I do agree. We need to get Snacks Harrison. I've been saying this for the longest time. I've been saying this since he got released by the Lions that we need to get him. But again, guys, don't fret. The Cowboys will figure it out. I really believe in my heart that Mike McCarthy and company, they have a plan for this team and they have a plan for um, what they want to do going forward as far as the players that they sign and stuff like that. You said the Redskins looking at Cam Newton. That if he can't go to Redskins, he go follow his old coach. That's hilarious. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, we still in good shape. We have to make sure that we do our due diligence in the rest of this offseason, in free agency, and in the draft. We got to do our due diligence. And again, one thing you should never do is reach in the draft because when you're reaching, it's not going to be good for you. Pray without ceasing. Yes, Miss Jackie. No truer words than from Miss Jackie. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you guys coming in the chat tonight. Um, good night, y'all. God bless. And again, you'll see me doing videos tomorrow and the rest of this week on whoever else that we sign. So peace out. God bless y'all.